Have you ever thought about who truly shaped the dark legacy of Hogwarts? What if one of its founders was more than just a great wizard, but the mastermind behind a dangerous ideology? In today's video, you will find out how Salazar Slytherin's influence still echoes through the wizarding world. The world of Harry Potter has seen many dark wizards, but few stand as tall as Salazar Slytherin. A founder of Hogwarts, a visionary, and a man whose ideas refused to die even centuries after his time. But what made him so legendary, and why do generations of dark wizards still follow his path? Salazar Slytherin lived around the 9th or 10th century. Little is known about his origins except for a single clue. He came from a swampy region, as mentioned in the Sorting Hats song. Alongside 3 powerful wizards, he founded Hogwarts and became the head of Slytherin House, named in his honor. For years, he was the closest ally of Godric Gryffindor, but that friendship was doomed. Slytherin was obsessed with blood purity. He despised Muggle-born wizards and fought fiercely against their admission into Hogwarts. His beliefs clashed with the other founders. When no one supported him, he left the school, angry, betrayed, and unwilling to surrender his vision. But before leaving, he ensured his ideas would live on. Deep within Hogwarts, he built the Chamber of Secrets and placed a deadly creature inside, a basilisk, a serpent meant to purge the school of unworthy students. His plan failed in his lifetime, but his legacy of fear and elitism lived on. What happened to him after his departure remains a mystery. His direct bloodline vanished over time, but his descendants on the maternal side carried on his influence, some for good, others for evil. Salazar Slytherin was likely the most powerful wizard of his era, a master of the dark arts, a skilled legilimens capable of reading minds, and a Parselmouth who could command serpents. His gift for speaking Parseltongue was so rare that only his true heirs could open the Chamber of Secrets centuries later. His influence didn't end with his death. His descendants shaped the magical world in ways he could never have imagined. Among them were the Gaunts, an infamous pureblood family that clung to his beliefs. But one name stands out, Tom Riddle, later known as Lord Voldemort. Voldemort was the last known heir of Slytherin. His mother, Merope Gaunt, married a Muggle, shattering the blood purity her family worshipped. This betrayal fueled Voldemort's hatred and drove his obsession with ridding the world of those he saw as unworthy. And so, with Voldemort's fall, the bloodline of Salazar Slytherin seemingly came to an end, unless, of course, you believe the controversial events of The Cursed Child. Salazar Slytherin was more than just a founder of Hogwarts. He was a visionary, a revolutionary, and a man whose ideas refused to die. Even centuries after his death, his influence lingers, shaping the beliefs of witches and wizards, fueling conflicts, and leaving behind a legacy as dark as the chamber he built. Few figures in wizarding history have left behind such an enduring legacy. Salazar Slytherin was not just a powerful wizard, he was a man whose ideas refused to be buried with him. His influence seeped into the very walls of Hogwarts, his name whispered in dark corners, his beliefs shaping generations of wizards who carried his vision forward. But who truly was he beyond the legend? What made him so feared, so revered, so controversial, even centuries after his death? To understand Salazar Slytherin, one must look beyond the surface. He was not just a master of the dark arts, he was a strategist, a man who played the long game, someone who knew that true power is not in brute force but in legacy. He did not seek fleeting victories, he sought to build something that would outlast him. And in many ways, he succeeded. His departure from Hogwarts did not mark the end of his influence. If anything, it cemented his role as the most mysterious of the 4 founders. The fact that he left without a trace only added to the enigma. Some believe he vanished into the shadows, continuing his research on the dark arts, far from prying eyes. Others say he did not leave Hogwarts at all, that he simply retreated, hiding in the depths of the castle, waiting for a time when his ideology could rise again. Legends speak of Slytherin's hidden knowledge, spells lost to time, artifacts infused with his power. His wand, rumoured to have been made from the horn of a basilisk, vanished with him. His books filled with forbidden knowledge were said to be so dangerous that even his own followers hesitated to use them. Some claim that deep in the ruins of ancient castles in forgotten libraries, traces of Slytherin's research still remain, waiting for the right wizard to unlock their secrets. What made him so different from the other founders was his willingness to cross lines others would not dare approach. While Godric Gryffindor valued bravery above all, Helga Hufflepuff sought fairness, and Rowena Ravenclaw revered intelligence. Salazar Slytherin saw power as the ultimate virtue. He believed that magic should be reserved for those who could truly wield it, those born into its secrets, those who would not dilute it with weakness. To him, this was not cruelty, it was necessity. He was not interested in compromise. He wanted a world where magic was pure, strong, untamed by sentimentality. But even the most powerful wizards are not invincible. His departure from Hogwarts marked the beginning of a slow shift, a turning point where his ideals, once shared by many, became something feared. The school moved on without him, but Slytherin's house remained. His followers ensured that his name would never be forgotten. Centuries passed, and yet his influence never faded. His bloodline, though weakened over time, carried his legacy forward. The Gaunts, his last known descendants, embodied everything Slytherin had stood for: pure blood supremacy, an obsession with lineage, a hunger for power. But they also carried his downfall, their arrogance and isolation, leading them to ruin. By the time Tom Riddle was born, the great house of Slytherin's heirs had crumbled into near extinction. Voldemort, the greatest dark wizard of the modern age, was the final link in Slytherin's bloodline. He inherited not just his ancestors' gifts, but his vision, his belief in power, his ruthless ambition. But unlike Slytherin, Voldemort lacked one crucial trait: patience. Where Slytherin built for the long term, ensuring his ideals would live on, Voldemort sought immediate domination. He did not understand that true power is not in ruling, but in shaping the future, and so despite all his strength, Voldemort fell. With his death, the line of Slytherin was believed to be over. But could it really be that simple? Could a legacy so deeply woven into the fabric of the wizarding world truly end with one man's demise? Some whisper that the blood of Slytherin still runs through the veins of unknown descendants, hidden away, waiting for the right time to rise. Others believe that his true legacy was never in his descendants at all, but in the ideas he planted, the seeds of ambition, cunning, and power that continue to shape the magical world. Hogwarts still bears his mark. His house still thrives, producing some of the most brilliant, powerful, and cunning witches and wizards. The Chamber of Secrets, though exposed, still holds the echoes of his presence. His name, once spoken in reverence, now carries both fear and admiration. Slytherin's influence is not just in history books, it is in the very nature of the magical world. Every whispered spell, every duel fought in the name of purity, every wizard who believes in strength over sentiment carries a piece of his ideology forward. Perhaps that is the true power of Salazar Slytherin. Not his magic, not his bloodline, not even the chamber he left behind, but the fact that even after 1,000 years he is still here. In the ambitions of those who seek greatness, in the fears of those who see power as a threat, in the very walls of the school he helped create. His story is not just one of the past, it is one that continues to unfold. And as long as wizards walk the halls of Hogwarts, as long as magic exists, as long as there are those who seek power at any cost, the legacy of Salazar Slytherin will never truly die.